Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to create cross-platform turbo modules with C++ in React Native's new architecture, both for Android and iOS. Now I'm not an expert in C++. I will be just copying a lot of code from the documentation. So this tutorial is mostly for those who are completely new to this. If you already have an experience with C++ and turbo modules, you might not find this tutorial relevant, but yeah, anyways, feel free to stay if you want to check the output. Now the tutorial is pretty simple. Basically we will be sending some string from React Native side. We will be reversing that string in C++ and getting the output back. So in case if you don't know, C++ is mostly used for high performance or critical things. We should not use JavaScript or TypeScript for it. Or in case if native functionality is not directly available, like suppose if you want to integrate ffmpeg and some of it is not directly available via Kotlin or Objective-C or Swift, you can use C++ for that, even for OpenCV. So yeah, let's see how to do this. So let's get started. So firstly I have just created one project using React Native community template. Now given that the React Native CLI has been deprecated, React Native community template CLI is the new approach. So that's how I have created a project, as you can see over here. I've already created it because I don't want to spend time for all that node module install and pod install, and I will just I have already opened that project as well. Okay guys, so let's go through the documentation. So first what it tells is that create this project. We have already done that. Okay, again, don't use this npx React Native in it. You should use React Native community template. Then for Android we have to enable this new arc enabled as true. So I'll just copy this. I'll go to my project and I'll just search for new arc enabled. It should be present inside Android Gradle.properties, and I will just make this as true. Okay. The next thing, let's see what the documentation says. Next thing is we have to run this particular command. So I'll just copy this. Okay, I'll go to my project. I will cd to the iOS directory and run this particular command. Let's see if it works or not. One thing which I have noticed is that sometimes it fails because it tells that bundle is not installed. Then maybe, okay, I think this will work fine. Sometimes I do get an error where I have to run bundle installed as well as a separate command. In case if you get any error, you can run that particular command, but yeah, for me I'm not getting that error. Then so this is our project structure. We already have the Android, iOS. We'll have to create these two folder. First is the JS folder and second is the TM folder. TM stands for turbo module. It's better you follow the naming convention what they have given in the documentation, otherwise you might get some weird issues later on. And here you can see I have created this two folder, JS and TM. Then I'm using TypeScript. So here you can see that they are telling us to create this particular file, native sample module.ts. Again, for now just follow what they have given name as well, because this name is very important and that will be used in lot other places as well. So don't give your own name. And I'll just copy this code and I'll paste it over here. So basically they are creating a method called reverse string which takes an input and it reverses that string. We will do that in C++ and gives the output. Now this is very simple. Obviously this can be done with JavaScript as well, but like just imagine that this is very high performance intensive operation. That's why we are doing it with C++, and this is just a bare bones project just to help you understand C++ turbo module. Now we'll have to copy this description, author, license and homepage. You can change this value to whatever you feel like. We'll have to copy this inside package.json. So I'll just go at the very bottom and I'll paste it something like this. Okay, change these values to whatever you feel like. Okay, then we also need to copy this code gen. So I'll just copy that and I'll paste that also, enter comma, and I'll paste it that as well. Okay, then again I'll just scroll down. It adds necessary. Okay, for iOS you need to create an app turbo module.podspec inside the TM folder. So I'll just copy this particular file and inside the TM folder I will just create that particular file Okay, and here I will just copy this code again so that I don't have to worry too much about it. Then you need to add it as a dependency. Okay, so I'll just again copy this. Then we'll have to go to the main iOS folder, pod file, and here inside use React Native we'll have to add it something like this. Alright, next for Android you need to create a cmake list.txt file. Now here comes the catch. So I have opened Android Studio. What you can do is just go to Android Studio settings, and however is I think in Windows it will be a little different. Just you have to open this tab, just go to HDK tools, scroll down, and here make sure okay, where is it? Here make sure you have installed cmake. You can use any version. I am using this 3.22.1. now make sure you remember this version number, because depending on what cmake version number you are using, you will have to use that. Don't just copy my one number or the documentation is shown. The documentation version is little bit outdated, so my version is 3.22.1, right? So I'll just write it down somewhere, otherwise I keep forgetting stuff. 3.22.1 3.22.1. okay, I'll just comment this out. Okay, and I'll close other files. I'll just save this. Okay, so here it is telling that for Android you need to create a cmake inside the tm folder. So I'll just copy this cmake list.txt and I have to create it inside the tm folder. I'll just paste it over here, and again I'll just copy this code and I'll paste it over here. Now we have to change this version, right? So my version was 3.22.1 and here it will be 3.22.1. okay, rest everything remains the same. Again I will the next thing which it says is it defines the tm folder. You need to add it as a dependency inside your android build.app build.gradle. okay, so I'll just copy this code. No, don't copy this entire code, we just need this particular part. So just go to android app build.gradle, because we already have the android block. So as you can see I already have it, so we don't need to copy that. So here we can just paste it like this. Okay, then we come to module registration part. So here we have to add all this code inside app-delegate.mm file. So I'll just you have to remove this plus. Okay, so first I'll copy this code, go to app-delegate.mm file, go to iOS rnapp app-delegate.mm, and I'll just paste it over here. But like I told you, we have to remove this plus, we don't require this plus. Okay, then we have to add this bit of code as well, get turbo module. Okay, so I'll just add it at the very end. Again we have to remove all the plus, don't remove this minus, this should be there, we just need to remove this plus, and I will just save it. Okay, then Android apps aren't set up. Okay, then we have to create a folder called Android app src main jni. So I'll just go to my Android folder, Android app src main, and here we have to create a folder called jni. Then copy cmake list and onload.cpp file from your node modules into the okay, so here as you can see I have opened my project inside file explorer, and they are telling me to go to node modules. So I'll just go to node modules, then go to React Native. So I'll just scroll down and you should be able to find a React Native somewhere over here. So here is React Native, and it tells us go to React Android. So I'll again scroll down React Android, then go to cmake utils, and here you will have to go to default app setup, and we have to copy these two files. So I'll just copy these two files, don't cut those files, just copy it, and I will go back to my Android project, Android folder, sorry, Android app src main jni, and I will just paste it over here. So I have pasted these two files. Now again the important thing is we will have to change this version of our cmake file. So mine is 3.22.1, so I have changed it over here. don't change it inside node modules, keep it as it is. Then what it says is update onload.cpp file with the following entries. Okay, so I'll just copy this. Again, don't copy the plus, or even if you're copying it, make sure you remove it as well. So inside onload.cpp I will just add it over here. Okay, and then we also need to add this particular code inside this cxx module provider. So where is it? cxx. So here it is. So I think I can just do something like this. I will just remove this, and also I will remove this. Okay, so this is done. Then update cmake list.txt with the following entries, example at the very end. Okay, so I will just copy this. I'll go to cmake and I will paste it over here. Okay, and something like this. Yeah, then let's see. Then for the final step, you need to write some native code to connect the JavaScript. Okay, so for this on iOS, CodeGen is run every time each time you execute in the iOS folder. Follow the CodeGen information. Okay, so for iOS, we just again have to run this particular command. So I can just go to iOS folder and run this particular command again. So it will do code generation for our C++ folder. In the meantime, I have also created one sample project. I'm just checking that you don't have to do it, because you won't be having that. I'm just checking one step which I did right or wrong. App src main gni, ignore this, like don't worry too much. Okay, so this looks fine to me. Okay, so run this particular command. Okay, so this command is done for iOS. For Android, we don't have to run any command. If once you run yarn Android, it will automatically run it for iOS. So for Android, sorry. Then now we need to create a native sample module.h file with the following contents. So I'll just copy this, and here then again we have to go to the tm folder, and here we have to create this native sample module.h file, and again we have to just copy this command. So I'll just copy it, I'll paste it. So this is the actual implementation details of our C++ part. So here you can see we are taking that particular method which we have defined it inside our TypeScript file. Okay, and then this is again the header file. The actual implementation is this. So we have to add this native sample module.cpp as well inside our tm folder. So I'll just copy this, I'll paste it over here, and I'll copy it again, I'll paste it over here as well. Then as we added run, okay, we again have to run this command. So I'll just copy it, I'll paste it over here inside my iOS folder. So here you can see this is the project structure. We have already done all this stuff, so we don't have to worry too much about it. One thing which I find is a little weird is they told us to create this native sample module.ts inside this JS folder, but here they are saying that create it over here. Like, I'm still confused. Maybe the documentation itself is wrong, like they may have got it wrong. That's what my assumption is, but as you can see I have created inside the JS. Okay, sorry, maybe we need to create it inside the tm folder. Okay, let's see. Maybe I got it completely wrong, sorry about this. So what you can do is the JS file which you have inside the TypeScript file which we have inside the JS folder, you can just drag it over here. Okay, I think so. Okay, and let's run this particular command again. Hopefully this should work. Then how to use it, we can import it something like this. Okay, hopefully the command should work now. Okay, it is installing React CodeGen. Okay, so I was wrong, sorry about that. We don't need to create the TypeScript file inside the JS folder. I have just moved it inside the tm folder. Next, I will remove everything first from this app.tsx. There is a lot of unnecessary code which I feel. Just remove this. I don't require this scroll view as well. Okay, now I also don't require the styles. Now I can import it something like this. I have imported our module, C++ module, and we can use it like this. So I will just copy this. Okay, and I will just create one text component. Okay, and I'll paste it over here. Okay, we don't require this plus again. I'll just remove this plus. Okay, I don't require this. So hopefully you are getting the point. We are calling the reverse string method which we have defined, and we are passing this particular string. Now this particular string should be reversed when it is displayed inside our text component. So I'll just add some styling as well. Font size, font size I will make it as 40. So hopefully this should work. Now what I will do is I'll just run my application and show you guys the output. Okay guys, so as you can see over here, this is the output for Android device. Okay guys, so as you can see over here, here is the output for iOS as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.